Focusing on our mental health, how important is it that we reflect and make sure that we do everything possible to focus on our mental health? Looking for Love, Brownsville native, will be appearing on The Bachelorette. How big is an endorsement from former President Donald Trump to win an election? And checkpoints. Are we about to see something new with having no more checkpoints in our local area in South Texas? It is Wednesday, July 28th, 7:02 a.m. My name is Frankie Olivo, and this is Good Morning Brownsville. Good morning, Zuri. How's it going? Hope you have a uh, good Wednesday. I know you started. You said you started summer school on the last show. Hope your kids are treating you well. Starting off with today's weather, it is going to be a hot day with a possibility of some thunderstorms. Brownsville is set to be at 94. South Padre Island, the Cabrera boys are at a cool 87. The western part of South Texas is supposed to reach the triple digits. Rio Grande City and Zapata will be at 101 and 102. So it is going to be a hot day today. Expect some sort of rain. There is a low probability, low percentage of us seeing rain Thursday to Saturday. Sunday, we should be having a clear sunny day. But again, prepare yourself for another hot, beautiful South Texas weather in our area. Also, it's very important for us to promote as much as possible different opportunities that are available in our local area. The Workforce Solutions in Cameron County is offering electrical apprenticeship training to individuals who are interested. It is going to be 185 hours of training. Even though the starting wage is only at $9, it is a great opportunity for individuals to learn the craft and get paid as well. Uh, they are asking for people to apply as soon as possible. There will be no cost for the first 20 applicants that are selected and qualified. There are some minor issues regarding uh, space and availability. So we encourage individuals to sign up to the Cameron County Education Initiative. Anyone interested, please call 956 641 4800 regarding this electrical apprenticeship training. Also, summer school is in effect. There will be a drive, a back to school drive this Saturday from 8 to 10 at the Brownsville Sports Park. There will be backpacks and school supplies that will be given. This is an initiative taken by BISD, Driscoll Hospital, BCFS, and our Brownsville PD department. So free supplies, guys, if y'all are in the area or want to go. Also, very important, Boca Chica Beach cleanup this Saturday from 2 to 4:30. We saw how the Boca Chica Beach Legends held their annual fishing tournament, but also helped out our local ecosystem, our local beach by encouraging individuals and awarding individual prizes for cleaning up the beach, picking up trash, which is a great initiative to have. Also, we are in hurricane season. Uh, the mayor did advise us that there will be sandbag distribution tomorrow, Thursday, July 29th, starting at 10 a.m. at Morningside Park on Central and Montebella Park on Alton Glore. We encourage individuals to go and obtain these sandbags. We do know that we are in hurricane season. We haven't gotten one in several years, and we are bound to get one sooner or later. Also, football. Football is right around the corner. Hannah will be having football camp for the seventh, eighth, and ninth graders starting today and tomorrow from 8 to 10:30. There will be shirts available. Make sure you bring your cleats, your shoes, and something to drink. There will be Gatorade and water provided. Pace High School is also having football practice starting Monday, though, at 7. So we encourage all our student athletes to get ready. It is that time of year once again. We'll start off today's show with local news. We have been talking about the Delta variant and how the world pretty much has been seeing a large increase in cases. We saw how here locally in Hidalgo, South Texas, and Cameron County, we have seen over 1,000 cases these past couple days. On Monday, 671 cases were reported for South Texas. We have seen how the young adolescents are the ones that are being transmitting this virus. Here, we see how another 300 cases out of Hidalgo were reported yesterday, and there were 140 cases from children to 19 years old. Again, this Delta variant has been a uh, very easily transmitted through young adults. Have we relaxed as a state in our quest to try as much as possible to get rid of this virus? We previously spoke about how Texas was one of the first states to open up businesses. The Texas Rangers, which opened up a brand new park, they set a record by having over 75,000 fans in attendance for their baseball games. Again, this is something that we have been dealing with locally. Cameron County yesterday reported 227 new COVID positive cases, and again, we see um, the same thing happening. The young adolescents are the ones that are being that are contracting this virus because it is um, very it is very contagious. We got to be careful, and then that brings me up to what we were talking about on Friday. We have school around the corner. Zuri is currently in summer school with her students. But what are we going to? We previously spoke about throughout the campaign trail how we thought that it was not safe for our employees, for our children, our students to be in the brick and mortars. Are we going back into that rabbit hole that we so desperately try to get ourselves out? We reported on Friday how 32 Texas state representatives have signed a letter to Governor Abbott and the Commissioner of Education, Morath, asking them to reconsider and give parents an option of continuing with distant learning. We all have our opinions about distant learning. I know parents have. Morning. Zuri hasn't visited me. Lunch, early lunch. We previously spoke about how um, everybody has their opinion regarding distant learning. Some parents have found that it doesn't work out for their schedule, is not good for them. They do not have anybody to watch their children at home. At the same time, they have seen their kids regress regarding their studies, regarding their motivation. We all know that it is completely different from being behind a screen to actually being face to face with your instructor. It is a different environment, a different atmosphere, and one is more attentive whenever we are in front of our instructors. But again, we are seeing a rise in cases. What are we going to do next? We read on Juan Montoya's Run how Iturria Elementary had one positive case during their summer school. BISD board president Eddie Garcia did did respond and did advise that this is something that was expected. That we they will be seeing a resurgence in cases, especially among our children. Right now, there is not a vaccination for young children. That is something that is being worked on at the moment. We have been seeing teenagers from 12 to adults get get vaccinated, but the medical professionals are still working on a vaccine that will target and and help alleviate this virus with our young children. Again, they are the most susceptible ones to contract this virus. It is very contagious, and if we're always messing with our nose, with our mouths, just imagine the children. So it begs the question: is this a learning of the future? Many universities have used this to their benefit. We have seen how some here locally, at BISD, we're having trouble, whether with Wi-Fi, uh, whether not having that drive. Our students have not been used to this, not been used to distant learning, but it is something of the future. Again, 28 Texas State representatives did sign a letter to Governor Abbott and Commissioner Morath requesting the option for parents to have the ability, if they choose to do so, of having their kids at home while keeping up with their studies and the instruction. We all know Governor Abbott has been adamant and has been very vocal about having face to face the way of providing instruction for this upcoming year. We have seen Florida. Florida right now has had a resurgence, and the mayor for where Disneyland is has called it a crisis. Disneyland is closing down momentarily. The state of Florida is in crisis mode right now. They are trying to do everything possible to minimize the spike in numbers. Texas is also another state that has been seeing a rise in cases. Jim Barton from the Brownsville Observer did make this statement that these two Republican states, Texas and Florida, that have been fighting against Dr. Fauci or not abiding by his recommendations or suggestions throughout the COVID pandemic, that these are the two states that are having more cases because they did not follow the protocols, the procedures, the guidelines that were suggested by the CDC and by Dr. Fauci. So, what will Texas do? What will our parents do? Again, we have spoken about distant learning. How I personally believe in it. I think is a great way for us to continue with instruction, being in the comforts of our home. I think this is the future. Within 20 to 25 years, this would be the norm. But as of right now, it is hard to get used to. What would Trump do? School is going great. However, I have one student that doesn't wear a mask, and they are optional. Again, Governor Abbott, good statement. Thank you for your comment, Zudi. As of right now, Governor Abbott has not made it mandatory to wear masks. California is going back to masks. Florida is going back to masks. But Texas, unfortunately, has not. TEA is actually giving districts the option of face-to-face or distant learning. Distant learning will be funded by the district, so yeah, it's not going to happen. Um, Again, we should invest in this new initiative. We should have the resources available and ready if and when we happen to get uh, uh, another rise in positive cases. And you didn't thank me for my comment. No, well, that's so. Again, we posed the question to our parents. We have seen the rise in cases. Are we going to be cautious in this, or are we going to allow our kids to go back face to face, hopefully with a mask? Something to think about. Also, uh, what would it be like to have no checkpoints? We have seen how we have had a large amounts of immigrants being detained either at the border, at Del Rio, in the hundreds of thousands. I have a friend, shouts out to Agent Martinez with the Border Patrol, currently stationed in Del Rio, who has advised me that before before President Biden took office, that they would apprehend a couple, you know, couple hundred, if that. That sometimes they had slow days. Now they are seeing um, large caravans, and they're apprehending individuals by the thousands. And this goes to show that whatever we have in place right now needs to get fixed. Valerie Gonzalez from Valley Central did from the Monitor did report that Congressman Henry Cuellar out of McAllen, Hidalgo County, has reached out to Border Patrol, and they are proposing for the checkpoints down here in South Texas, in Kingsville and Corpus, to be closed. We have seen throughout our whole lives how this is the norm. We go up to San Antonio, we go up to Corpus, we go up to Houston, we stop at the checkpoints. What would life be without the checkpoints? Um, we have also seen how shelters that are have throughout the years housed, bathed, fed immigrants, that they are over capacity. There's overcrowding. They're not able to take in no more. It is getting to a point where they are not able, that their hands are tied. Um, and again, we want to state that this is a humanitarian issue. We are in no shape or form here declaring that um, we shouldn't provide services, that we shouldn't do everything possible to make this work. But again, this is something that many administrations have been dealing with regarding immigration. Here, the border gate at Del Rio, um, I've heard from my friend, the agent, that his colleagues are fed up, can't deal with it no more. They're struggling at work to process the large amounts of individuals that they are apprehending. Um, Again, we know the significance of it. It is close to our hearts here, living in a border town right across the border. We understand those individuals that are wanting to come to America, live that American dream, and provide for their families. We understand that. We support that. Um, that is the life. Everybody's after that life, but we do know that we are a country of laws, and we hope as much as possible that we um, abide by them. But again, this is something that has been very difficult for our border patrol agents, and they are in the front lines day in and day out, risking themselves. We have previously spoken about how the administration, President Biden's administration, has been adamant on their new immigration reform. We have heard from Congressman uh, Vicente Gonzalez out of Hidalgo County, who has previously brought in representatives, senators from throughout the U.S. Down to the border, due to the Rio Grande Valley, just to get I guess, the firsthand look, firsthand account of what's going down here. Well, now President Biden, in order to fix this immigration issue, he has claimed that they will invest in Central American countries. They will try to provide economic opportunity for them in their respective lands to try avoid them having to take that treacherous uh, march, that uh, treacherous walk that they do, the treacherous travel. It is very dangerous. They also will be trying to improve expedited removal process. Right now, the courts are up to capacity. They are backlogged in many cases. Also, President Biden's administration will try to make better use of existing enforcement resources. We do have these detention camps here close to us here in Ghana, that they themselves are at capacity. Um, Again, this is a humane issue that we are dealing with. But going back to the checkpoints, um, they're saying that hey, we need to focus our attention on the border. These checkpoints right now isn't our main priority. We are being overwhelmed. We don't have the sufficient manpower to be dealing with this crisis. So will we be seeing the end of checkpoints? That would be weird. Again, we are so used to this being a norm for us to travel and have a federal agent ask us our citizenship, where we're traveling to. But what would South Texas look like? Would we have a large influx of drugs, a lot more drugs going through? Uh, as we all know, they come through no matter what. But this is something that we need to monitor and see whether our federal government will focus more on the border, making sure that they have the manpower ready for us to try as much as possible to get these individuals their court dates, to try to expedite their cases, to make sure that they are being well taken care of while they are in our custody. Again, this is a humanitarian issue that we need to address very, very seriously because there are many women and children that that are dealing with this unfortunate issue. Love, looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love. When I think of love shows, I think of Flavor of Love with Flava Flav when he had 20 women trying to vie for his love, for his money, really. But in today's world, I grew up with The Bachelorette, uh, where 20 men vie for one woman's heart. Again, this is a reality. How real is this? Remains to be seen. Uh, Many individuals have used this show to catapult them into the limelight, into the celebrity life. Um, but nonetheless, a Brazil native, a Brazil native will be appearing on The Bachelorette. Edward Naranjo, who previously attended Lopez High School, will be appearing on this season's The Bachelorette, on which will premiere on ABC in October. Um, Again, we watch these shows. We think we try to find the line between okay, is this real? Is this fake? Are they doing this because the camera is on them? But nonetheless, we are fortunate to have Brownsville's very own be on the big stage, be on ABC. So if and the interesting part about Mr. Naranjo is that he is an actor. He is living in Los Angeles. He has previously appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So this could possibly, how we previously mentioned, this could possibly catapult him into some sort of role. Uh, these actors, they need as much publicity. They need to be on the screen as much as possible. They never know when they might get that big break. Maybe Mr. Naranjo's chance is in The Bachelorette. We wish him well. We hope that he goes deep and far in the show. That he's able to find love. If that is his quest, what better way to do it than the world watching? So we wish Mr. Naranjo well. Um, we will be watching the show again. More importantly now because we have one of our very own that is seeking love. Um, so we'll be following. Again, we do everything for our local businesses. We try and promote them. We try as much as possible to encourage our community to stop and shop at our mom and pops, at our local restaurants, our local establishments as much as possible. Today's featured business is Mais, which is located on West Charles Street. Great quality of food. They have specials every day. Their menu for barbacoa, for on Sundays, barbacoa menudo is outstanding. They we did get some food back during the campaign. We did get some food which was amazing. Uh, So we do encourage our friends and family to stop by Maiz. Uh, Here, the tacos birria look amazing. Picadillo, the picadillo plate is also amazing. One thing that I found interesting was they recently came out on the Brownsville Herald yesterday, and they said that during the COVID season, the only thing that helped them stay afloat was their drive-through window. Because of that, that was the only way that they were able to have business. We all know that establishments weren't allowed to have people inside their doors. So Mais was able to survive because of the drive-through window. Now, thankfully, with SpaceX around, they have said that they've been getting orders of two, three, four, and up to 800 orders to cater to SpaceX, which is a great deal for them. So if you're looking for menudo, authentic Mexican food, they also have prep meals, barbacoa, tortillas. Stop by Mais Mexican Restaurant on West Charles Street. Great quality of food. Um, they do have a drive-through window, so it's quick and easy to stop by. We wish our friend Ruben Obel much success. Amazing restaurant, great quality of food. Um, so we encourage our friends and family to stop by, support our local businesses, our local establishments as much as possible, um, whenever they can. um, let's see the national news. The national news. We saw how President Trump recently endorsed Ken Paxton for Attorney General. We have seen how the Republican candidates throughout throughout the United States have been doing everything possible to try and get the support from former President Trump's constituents, from those ardent fans that he has, the diehard fans that he has, to try and support them. Currently, right now in the Texas Attorney General race, we have Ken Paxton, who has been charged with fraud, 3 counts of fraud. He was arrested back in 2016, and many have wondered why it has taken the Attorney General's case 5 years to go to trial. So this is a big deal for President Trump to back Paxton during this race. Uh, Also in this race is George P. Bush. He recently announced his candidacy for the Texas General. Uh, Again, individuals have done everything possible to make sure that they get the support from President Trump's fans. Uh, George P. Bush currently is a Texas land commissioner. Well, he sued Biden's administration over the Texas wall here in Del Rio. But again, how is it that Bush and Abbott are doing everything possible to get the Republican support of individuals who are pro-Trump, pro-wall, and we see that this did not work out for Bush in his quest for Texas Attorney General. We do have a female, former Texas Supreme Court Judge Eva Guzman, who is a Republican and did announce her candidacy for this seat. So we have Paxton, the current AG, who is facing fraud charges. We have the Land Commissioner, George P. Bush, who is challenging the incumbent, and we have a female, a former Texas Supreme Court judge, who will be vying for the position of Attorney General. Also, we are in the Olympics. Very, very quickly, the United States currently is in the lead with 29 medals, 10 gold so far, followed by China and Japan. We have been following the Olympics as of late, and we wanted to focus on this story very, very quickly. It's on mental health. How important is our mental health? Many times we are so wrapped up in our work, and other things, that we don't really prioritize how well we are mentally. We have this gymnast, Simon Biles, who withdrew from individual competition yesterday. It was first reported that it was because of a medical issue. They weren't sure what was wrong with this athlete, but she ended up coming back and saying, "You know what? I'm not in the right mindset." She is quoted as saying that she was dealing with a number of mental health issues, which led to her exit from the women's gymnastics team last night. And many have questioned, oh, she trained many years for that one hour that she had to showcase her talents, all those years of training, and then for her to get on that stage and say, you know what, I need to back away. We have also seen how a tennis star ranked number one in the world, Osaka, how she previously said, you know what, I'm not taking part in Wimbledon. Um, I'm not in the right state of mind. I need to back up and reflect a little bit. But this got me thinking: are we so wrapped up in our job that it stresses us out mentally, and we either hit a roadblock, we hit a funk, and we are in a state of stress, desperation? No job is worth this amount of stress. We have seen memes how we work in an establishment for 20, 30 years. We either get sick, we pass away. They're post that our uh, they're posting our job within the next day, within the next few hours. This got me thinking of the importance of us really focusing on our mental health as much as possible. When they asked her, what is your goal, what is your focus for the game, she said, to focus on my well-being, and that there's more to life than just gymnastics. And it is very unfortunate that it has to happen at this stage. But again, take it one day at a time. Our jobs that important that we don't focus on our family, that it affects our mental health? Good morning, Kat. How's it going? Support local business. Completely agree. Morning, Raymond. How's it going? I hope to see you soon, my man. So, is our health important? Yes, we should focus as much as possible in making sure that we are of sound in mind, because once we let things affect us, it totally derails other things in our life. It could affect our relationship with our loved one, with a partner, with our wife, with your husband, with your boyfriend, girlfriend. It affects our eating habits. Whenever we're so stressed out, whenever we have these thoughts, it affects our eating. And maybe some will say, "Oh, well, that's great," but no, we need to eat 3 times a day. We need to get the nutrition in our bodies. And many individuals, sometimes whenever we go through episodes, whenever we have our bouts with depression, whenever we're sad, we tend not to eat. We tend to close ourselves off. We tend not to communicate with individuals of what's bothering us, what's hurting us, what we do not like. And that affects us even more. Um, so this was a great way for us to see that somebody, an athlete in tip top shape, who is in the prime of her career, who has trained for many, many years to get to this spot, the most important time of her career as an athlete, where 37 million people are watching, for her to say, you know what, I can't. I need to step away from the limelight. This is very, very important. Um, what's going to happen if we do not seek help, or if we do not take a step back and reflect on priorities, on what we need to address? Um, that is something that we should all question ourselves daily and say, okay, how am I emotionally? How am I mentally? Do I need to talk to somebody? Do I need to take a step back? Am I overworking myself? Am I stressing myself out too much? Bio's mental health is more important than a medal. I totally agree. And this is somebody that has many accolades. She has uh, medals. She has all these wins under her belt, and it's impressive for such a young woman at a young age to reflect on this and to say, "Hey, I need to step back. I need to focus on my mental health." Lydia Jacoby, 17-year-old, wins gold in swimming breaststroke. I saw that. She won 6 medals. She is a 17-year-old from Alaska, which is amazing. I always say, Raymond, that the reason why I started watching the Olympics as actively as I do today is because of Michael Phelps. And when he won, what was it, 16 or 20 gold medals, I was just fixed on the TV and like, wow, I want to be Michael Phelps. But shouts out to swimming. It's a beautiful sport. And it is impressive for a 17-year-old Jacoby from Alaska, of all places, to win gold in the breaststroke race. She did have 6 medals at the time that I finished watching last night, and then I crashed out. But yes, shouts out to the 17-year-old for winning on the big stage. But again, mental health. We need to do everything possible to make sure that we are of sound in mind. And here I thought you watched it because you didn't have anything better to do. Well, kind of do. Kind of. So I encourage each and every one of you to talk to somebody, to make sure that you open up. Don't leave things bottled up. If you have a partner, let them know what's going on, either at work, what bothers you. Sometimes, if we don't, it could lead to more problems. And if we are not right up here, it affects our body, it affects our relationships, it affects everything in life. So we saw this happen, and at first we're like, What's wrong with her?" But then we reflected and said, "You know what? How Pauline said, mental health is a lot more important than a medal." Um, I encourage my friends and family as much as possible to take the necessary steps needed if we find ourselves in this situation. Uh, it is not something that uh, many of us want to discuss because we are ashamed. We might think that, oh, they're going to criticize me. They're going to say that I'm crazy, that I'm having issues. But we're all dealing with the same issues. We all have our bouts with depression. We all have our bouts with an eating disorder. These are our realities, and it's okay. Um, we might not feel comfortable talking about them, but I know that I'm dealing with them, and you are too. And it's okay to seek help. One of the strongest things that I found myself was, um, asking for help. To me, that's still something that's very, very hard for me to do, but it's something that we do need to reach out because we're not strong enough in many things. So we encourage our friends and family to seek help as much as possible. Uh, would you invite me to eat? That's somebody to talk to. No, you could pay for my food, but I don't want to talk to you. Sure, let me know. I'm busy today. I got a busy Wednesday. I got paper presentation due today. But yes, let's hang out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it is going to be crazy not seeing checkpoints if it gets to that. If it gets to that, we have seen a surge in large amounts of immigrants that are trying to achieve the American dream and are coming to our borders in large numbers. Also, mental health. Mental health is very, very important. We need to focus and reach out to individuals who we feel are dealing with it, and if not, we need to speak out and let others know that we are dealing with certain issues. Also, Mais, support local businesses as much as possible. Their Mexican food is amazing. Special shouts out always goes to our friend Ruben Obel and his partners at Mais. We hope you have much success, my friend, in with your establishment. See you on Friday. Hope you guys have a great hump day. It should be a hot one today. Have a great day, guys.